What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Alpha Skies here. Today's date is June the 8th. It is reset day. Iron Banner is also active today. But before we get into talking about the Iron Banner for this week, let's go ahead and take a look at the Legendary Lost sector of the day. Scavengers Den, as you guys saw in the video, Scavengers Den is over on the southern side of the EDZ. It's relatively close to the initial spawn. I'll be straightforward with you. This is probably, in my personal opinion, this is probably one of the worst Lost sectors to actually farm in the game, and we'll kind of get into why here in a moment. For starters, as you're going to be seeing by the gameplay as it rolls through this, there are a lot of enemies and stuff, and it's a big area, and it's just very overwhelming for what Lost sectors usually have. This Lost sector was available about a week ago, but ended up getting disabled because there was a way to actually float all the way to the boss room using the Warlock Heat's Rising ability. Obviously, they ended up patching that. Another reason is you just see right there, those barrier champions, they just tend to hide behind stuff, or they just, float behind it because of the spawning. You're unable to hit it with Xenophage, which is such a pain in the ass. It just makes these grinds a little bit more tedious if they just don't give the pathing that you need or the pathing that you want. And it could end up adding a lot of time to each and every single run that you do. Another thing that's very infuriating when it comes to this Legendary Lost sector is the fact that the final boss is actually the only enemy throughout this entire Lost sector that has arc shields, which makes it extremely annoying considering that it is solar burn. The fact that we have to use a solar subclass, which honestly on Warlock and on Titan isn't going to be that big of a deal because the arc subclasses are extremely high damage and are they're going to put in a lot of work and a lot of DPS regardless of what burn it is, but it does just kind of make it annoying for classes, especially Hunter, that may have to run arc or try to figure out a way to utilize arc in some form to be able to break that shield to get as much damage on it as possible. But on the bright side, loadout-wise, it really does not matter what you run as long as you're running Xenophage here. That's really all you need to be able to do a lot of damage to the champions and to the boss. I personally will be running Vision of Confluence for the most part when it comes to these kinds of things, specifically because Rewind Rounds is extremely overpowered. And Fatebringer is also really good because of the Firefly perk on it. Actually does solar splash damage whenever it actually procs on Precision. The last major downside to this Legendary Lost sector as a whole, though, is simply that you don't really get to use Breach and Clear, unfortunately. There are solar grenade launchers and stuff that you can use, however, you're just not going to get as much damage doing that while pairing it with a scout rifle and a hand cannon or an SMG with an auto rifle, whatever it may be that you choose to have as your primary and secondary. You're not going to be getting as much damage out of Breach and Clear as you simply would if you were able to run something like Anarchy or anything like that. So in this case, Breach and Clear is out of the question. Just go and run Xenophage, honestly. Now that we've got all that to the side, we'll go ahead and just simply say that I hope all of you Guardians have a good time farming this Lost sector if you choose to farm it. For this current run-through, it is exotic chess pieces, so if there are any exotic chess pieces that you want to grind out on this, today is going to be your day to do it. Personally, when it comes to grinding out specific chess pieces and stuff like that, I'm personally going to be waiting for a different Lost sector that is going to be either a little more consistent or faster to run through, whatever it may be. But this is probably one of my least favorite Lost sectors in the game, if not my least favorite Lost sector. So I'm going to be passing on this one. But for the Guardians that do farm this out, I wish you guys good RNG. I hope you guys get the rolls that you want. I hope you get the chess pieces that you want. And I hope everybody has a good reset and enjoys Iron Banner today. So I will catch you all in the next video. Kills.